I don't want to pronounce your name wrong. Is it Loral?
There we go.
I don't want to pronounce
right.
your name. I don't want to butcher your name. Is it Laurel?
Loral Langemeier.
Miss Laurel. All right. Yes, ma'am. All right.
Yeah, Miss Derek.
Just around Jacksonville, Florida.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm in South Georgia.
South Georgia.
Yes, ma'am.
Got it. 1 sec. I just want to make sure. Can you see me all right before I do our recording?
I do. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, 1 sec. All right. So what's fun? I'll be in Jacksonville next Sunday. I take my son back to school. He plays football for Jacksonville University.
I know right where that is.
Cool place. Yep. Yeah, exactly. All right. So tell me, what do you have?
So my name is Derek Tippins. I own a universal referral app called Nyoobe. It's Nyoobe. Allows anybody to make a referral for any product or business or service anywhere in the world. So a typical business owner spends money on newspapers, radio, TV, all this kind of stuff that gets kind of shotgunned out there, and they don't know exactly where they're getting their return at. Word of mouth has been around forever. It was the first advertising, and we have developed a way to bring word of mouth to the 21st century. So it's very simple. You take a picture of a product you want to refer. Say you're at your favorite sushi place. You take a picture and you blast it out. Are you there, Ms. Laurel? I think I lost you.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you just for a moment. Go back a few sentences.
About the
just what makes this app so different? There's a ton of apps doing something like this. So what makes yours different?
So what makes my app different is we actually take and pay everybody involved in a referral. So the person who made the referral. So for instance, if I went to a Chinese place to eat with you, or a sushi place, and we went and ate, I took a picture of my food and I blasted it out, and I said, Kobe Sushi has the best sushi in all of Jacksonville. Okay. Well, I blasted it out to my social media friends. It created a referral link. Well, you are friends with me, and you took your son to college, and you went down there and you said, hey, let's go to that sushi place my friend Derek recommended. You go there.
I might do that too.
Yeah. Well, you go there and you eat. You don't say nothing to nobody. You've already accepted this referral. It's on your phone. You go there, eat. You take a picture of your receipt. It uploads it to the restaurant, proving that I sent you there. That restaurant has already agreed to pay either a flat fee or a percentage. Most restaurants be like a percentage. So you say out of a $50 bill for a new customer, you can only be a new customer one time, they've agreed to pay 50% of a bill. So they've agreed to pay $25, and they've got a picture receipt proving that I sent you there, okay? You go in there, you eat, all that's done. We take that $25, and we split it up. I made the referral. I get a third. You redeemed it. You get a third. And the app keeps a third for facilitating it. But the restaurant knows that a customer came and that their money was already spent. So basically, the restaurant had their $50 when they paid out the referral. But now they're hoping the next time you bring your son back into town, you're going to come back. Or you're going to tell your friends about it. So basically, it just kicks the can further down the road. And it will work for
Interesting.
It worked for anything.
So what makes this, like, who's your competition?
Well, I hate to say it like that, but right now I have a patent pending on it. Nobody's doing it the way I'm doing it with the split out.
How many people are currently, how many restaurants, like how many people are currently on the app and using it actively right
so
now?
we went live back in end of April, went into the App Store, just as we haven't even really had our official launch yet. We're in the App Store, Google and Android. It does everything it's going to do. We've got 700 people. My 700 downloads right now, probably I think 75 businesses. But we just signed a contract yesterday with it's not a social media marketing. It's a campaign where we'll be sending out 3,000 emails specifically to each individual business starting tonight at 7 o'clock.
And when you say businesses in the Jax area?
Yeah, so ours will be Georgia, Florida, and Alabama right now. But the app works anywhere. I've got businesses in Rochester, New York, Phoenix, Arizona, Charleston. It works anywhere. So the my team members, my CFO is a charter financial analyst. He was a private equity manager out of Atlanta, and a long-term friend of mine. I took it to him when I had just an idea, and his company wanted to be part of it, but we couldn't come together on terms. So we left the table, the phone call empty. 10 minutes later, my friend called me back, said, look, I've never seen something like this. I want to be part of it. If you'll hire me as your CFO, I'll resign. And he did. He resigned, packed up his family, and came to work for me. And now I have we have 9 of us. And
so how'd you hire?
Sorry. So I've raised 400 and a little over $400,000 for the app already. I'm 625,000 into it currently. I met our growth thing is so like if another thing, your son that's in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
If he is on campus and he invites his friends to download the app, when they download and use the app, your son will get $10. They'll get $10. So it's got the network effect of blasting out.
So go back because the stream broke up. Mm-hmm. You have 9 people. So what's your payroll?
So the 2 guys weekly we just pay it out a few $1,000s. The guy, my CFO, came to work for me for zero for stock for 3 years. And other people have been working for me for stock too. So we've been on a skeleton crew as far as that goes.
And how much money? You said you raised 400.
I've raised 400, right?
And how much equity did you give away for the 400?
Well, we've done all of our Regulation D paperwork, and we're doing a convertible note. So I've given away about 9% right now, between maybe 11.
Is that 9%? Okay. Does that include the staff that's with you?
Yes. Yeah. Yep. That's everything.
So 91% of the company is left available?
I think I don't want to exaggerate. I think it's 87% is left.
And what do you want?
Well, so I met on my way back from San Francisco last summer, out there with Jeffrey Hazlett. I sat on the airplane and I met one of the founders of PayPal, and
I know Jeff.
Well, Jeffrey actually he wrote me a really nice thing. I've been in communication with him a lot. Anyway, so coming back from I met a guy from PayPal, and let me know if I've lost you.
Nope, I'm good.
Okay. Well, so I met one of the founders of PayPal. He loved what we were doing. He said, hey, listen, I'd like you to come back out to California. So a month later, I flew back out there, sat down with him, and laid out the whole business plan. And he told me, he said, listen, we did the same thing on the friend referral. Refer a friend. Remember when PayPal did that when it first came out? He said we were doubling in size every 14 days. He said we were growing at 7 or 8% a day. And so he told me, he said, listen, you need to read a book right now called Blitzscale. He said, it's by Reid Hoffman. You know who it is.
Yeah.
He said, you need to read this book and you need to blitzscale it. He said, how much do you think you need? I said, we're going to probably need $5 million. He goes, you're going to need more than that.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, okay. He goes, you're going to probably need like 20 million. I said, okay, well, I'm a small time person. And he said, but here's what you do. You don't need it right now.
But you can grow into that money.
That's right.
You grow into
he
that
said,
money.
you don't need it yet.
He said,
he said, how much do you need to launch? I said, to finish it out and to go about 400,000. He said, okay, go for the 400,000. He said, when you're finished, he said, do a blitz scale for 90 days, grow it as fast as you can. He said, I'd be interested in coming back and talking with you and taking lead on this thing. And I just talked to him last week, and he's given me a couple of things.
And this is Jeff Hazlitt?
No. This was Jeffrey Hazlett is the C-suite. This is Jack Selby, who was the CEO of PayPal.
Got it.
So he's just been giving me advice. He hasn't offered any money or anything. He just said, he's a venture capitalist now with Peter Thiel. And he told me, he said, look, you've got the airplane built. You need rocket fuel. He said, get you $300,000 or $400,000. I've already raised 100 of it. We've spent it, done all the stuff. He said, and running around the pattern. He said, because what I do, talking about what he does, he said, nothing like you're doing exists the way you're doing it. And I said, yes, sir, I realize that. And there's other businesses that do referrals, but there's nothing that pays out the way I've got it laid out. It's win, 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 win for everybody.
It's good.
It
So what is your ask right now? This is in addition to the 400 you already gave away. So this is a new 400 that you're looking for?
Right. So what we've done all of our regulation D. We're just doing a convertible note. And we can, negotiate however you see fit. My CFO, Mike, like I said, he's a chartered financial analyst. He's sharp. He has been on it from the get-go because he has a 5-year plan to either be bought out in 5 years or go public in 5 years. So he said, look, we got to have our stuff together from the get-go, and he handles that. My lawyers are out of New York.
No, I know that.
I'm sorry.
I know. My lawyer's in Florida. That
okay. Mine are in New York. So
yeah. So you said you raised 100. So what is your ask today? Do you want 300 on a convertible note? But what kind of equity, or what's the note terms and what's the conversion going to be? How much equity are you going to give for that?
Well, so on the convertible, it's a 2-year convertible note, and we'd be putting in probably 5%. I really don't know exactly how we would do it. Dialed in the way we have it. I'm sorry.
So just based on what you're suggesting, right? Is you'd want 300,000. What are the note terms? What percent interest? 10?
It was strictly a conversion of stock. That's what it was. Our note.
Right, but on a convertible, just a little education piece. On a convertible, we can either convert, or typically you'd offer some interest. So say we get into this in a year in, 2 years in at the note time, the conversion.
Right.
We can either typically, and you'd want this, I'm just going to stand on both sides.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So you would want to have call it a 10% flat note that you could kind of cash the debt out.
Okay.
That way you can retain more equity. But on the other side, if we watch it and we want out, then we have some certainty that we get a 10%. So worst case, I put 300 in, I'm walking out with 330,000. We call it a day, or 360. And we could just simple interest, we call it a day. Something like that is usually, what you see in a convertible note, because it gives both parties some choice.
Yes,
otherwise, this thing blows up the way you say it, or projections. You may not want to give it away. So I always stand on both sides. I'm probably the most interesting investor in the group because I'm an educator too. I like standing around it all and saying, well, if I was you, what would I do? And if I was, what I do.
Well, I would do. I'm open to suggestions from both parts.
Okay.
Like I one of the people I did to kind of, and you understand stuff, but you cannot, if I've sent you what separates me from Groupon is who signed up that business that me and you went to. Okay. In a normal world, it would be me cold calling those people, the app calling and saying, hey, Kobe, this is Derek Tippins. Please don't hang up on me. I want to tell you something. And they don't know who I am. Okay. Well, Alan over here, he eats there all the time. He goes in there and he says, hey, Kobe, look at this app. Look at this app right here. It's called Nyoobe. Let me show you it. He goes, what is it? Listen, it don't cost you nothing unless you get your new customers. Yeah, sign me up. So he shows him a 50-second video on the app, and when he signs up, because of Alan, out of the third, the Nyoobe gets, Alan gets 7% from now on of everybody who goes through the app. So basically, I've made everybody the salespeople.
No, I love it.
So your son and his friends go out to Jacksonville. They can sign up a car dealership or the wing place they go to.
No, I love it. I love it. So, do you have any paperwork on your opportunity?
Yes, we have everything. I actually forwarded it to Diana Friday for you, so she has everything. If you go to YouTube, any of our videos, but I sent Diana a full package of our pitch deck, our executive summary, everything.
Okay. Can you send it to Molly?
Yes, hold on one second.
Very interested in this.
Well, I was telling somebody the other day, and
Did you pick me to pitch for any intentional reason, or was I just the selected, or did you know that this is my wheelhouse?
I didn't. I got it picked. Let me grab a pencil real quick. Hold on a second. The phone I'm using is who I keep all my information on. Hold on one second. Okay. One of the things that's really exciting, Miss Laurel, is when I've talked to people, what's your email? Molly MOLL
MOLLIE at askiws.com.
Ask what?
IWS. Ask IWS.com.
Okay.
And if you want to send we'll look through the conversion. But more importantly, it sounds like do you have any revenue at this point? I would assume you have.
We have very little, because like I said, we just even today at 3:30 this afternoon, we were updating the model for making it as fluid as possible. Like last night, I'm sorry. Yeah. So one of the things, for instance, one of the there was somebody bought a security alarm system, and they did a $50 referral yesterday, and another girl did a coffee shop. Those are the two that came in last night. And like I said, we're only just playing and testing, right? Not testing, but playing around with it. And we give away.
I'm sorry, but could this go to real estate agents, brokers, car dealerships? Like seriously, is it built for that level? It
can go. Yes, it is. I met with a car dealership. So I'm actually, well, you said the car dealership. We're getting ready to give away a new pickup truck.
Okay.
With a big car dealership here who has a bunch of influencers. He has 14 influencers. 3 of them had 40 million views on their YouTube channel for May and June. Just 3 of his 14. Wow. I had a meeting with him Thursday. Sat down. We were looking at trucks to pick out a truck. So what he's going to do is this going to be Derek Tippins and this dealership giving away a pickup truck. And to be qualified, you have to download the app, like him on Instagram, follow me on Instagram, and you have to invite 10 friends. So
that's easy.
So one of the things that's been pretty exciting is, and he got all over it. So
all right.
Yeah. So the math is there. If I help your son.
Do you have that though? I mean, are you kidding? My son would be all over this. So
no, I'm saying if I help 100,000, if I help 10,000 people earn $100 a month, we would earn $100 a month. That's $1 million. No shipping, handling, no tracking, none of the problems. You know what I mean? And it's all.
And how are you paying? Are you paying?
So everybody gets a. So the way our schedule works is Thursday night at midnight, it sends an invoice to Kobe Sushi.
Okay.
And it says, this week you had 2 referrals, and here's their receipts. Okay, they've agreed to pay, so they can dispute it. If that's not their receipt, I want them to have the dispute it. Tuesday night at midnight, it hits their credit card for what they've agreed to pay.
Okay.
And then it automatically transfers to
I love this company, by the way.
It
I'm talking to my friends right now. I'm telling my friends.
It transfers it transfers it to your pending balance,
okay.
And then in 2 weeks it goes to a ProPay, which is a big company.
Yep.
And you can get an ACH to you, but we also have a Nyoobe credit card, prepaid Visa.
Perfect.
So the money will be transferred every 2 weeks to your card.
Brilliant. All right. Well, I'm going to help you figure it out. I'm in. This is the first one I've done. This is awesome. I'm in. So let's figure out our deal.
Okay. Well, I look forward to talking with you. Where do you live at, by the way?
I live in Lake Tahoe, Nevada.
Okay.
Northern Nevada. So there's, it's right next to Reno. So I live in the north part of the state. And in fact, I'm here right now with a whole bunch of my clients. So we're having a big gathering and learning a lot.
Well, maybe I can get out there and see you.
That?
And
okay. Well, I think so. And I know a lot of the same people you know. And one of my best friends created Constant Contact and sold it for a couple $2 billion. So this is in his wheelhouse as well.
Right.
So, and he's probably the first person I'm going to go to, and he'll probably partner with me on this thing. So this is totally in our wheelhouse. So, so I'm excited. I'm claiming it online before all these other little investors get to go jump on. And in fact, we're here, like the Pitch Live team's here actually are winning an award here in Reno. So they're going to be coming over here to my group, and then we'll be launching all of this. So tell me how you spell the app one more time, just so I have it. It's Nyoobe.
Nyoobe. I know I made the word up, and
no, it's great.
I met a guy from there in used to own a network marketing company called Monavi.
I know them well.
He told Dallin Larson. He told me. He said it's better to create a word than to use a word, and and so I was going to call it Newbie, and then how you pronounce Newbie is Nyoobe. So I called it Nyoobe, and guess what? You type in Nyoobe, period. Anywhere on the internet, you find us.
That's awesome. Awesome. Well, let's work out our deal. So send the information on that email, and let's talk again. Once I get that, then I'll exchange detail directly with you, and then we'll make our deal.
I look forward to working with you.
I do too. Thank you. Well done. Congratulations.
All right. Thank you so much.
All right. Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.